Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Quality Learning with Suyash. In today's video, we'll be going to discuss about the topic how to create a table using SQL command. So our today's topic will be first, what is table in the database? Second, command we use to create the structure of a table. Third, syntax to create a table. Fourth, sample examples. And fifth, code execution. So the very first thing what we have to understand is what is the table before creating a table. So table is an object of the database, or sometimes we also call it as it is an instance of the database itself. Any table consists of rows and columns where each column's name must be unique. There is an important thing which we need to consider when we are going to create a table, that while creating a particular table, it is mandatory that the name of the table must be always unique. When we come to the column of the table, there are three major things associated with any particular column of a table. The first important thing is name of the column. So while we create a table, you will be having various columns. At the time of creation of the table, we need to ensure that the name of the column should be unique and it should be used for getting a proper kind of input from the users. Second important thing which is associated with a column of a table is its data type. So like other programming language, data type is defined the type of data it is going to be accept. In the same way, in the database management system, when we are defining any particular data type for a particular column, it means we are expecting a specific type of input for that particular column. And the last thing which will be associated with the column of a particular table is the size, which is nothing but specifying the number of characters which will be accepted as a input. Here you can see one of the example of table is shown where the name of the table is student. In this table, you can see we have three column names. The first one is roll number, the second one is name, and the third one is specialization. As the table consists of rows and columns, every column must have a unique name. Here we have values corresponding to each column: r underscore 01, r underscore 02, and r underscore 03. These are the values corresponding to the column name roll number. In the same way, we have Raj, Anamika, and Mukesh, which is input data we are accepting for the column name itself. And here for the third column is specialization, we are assigning the different specialization or branch of these students. Coming to the next phase, what command we are going to use to create table. So we are going to use the name of the command as create. This particular command we have taken from data definition language. That's the reason we can call it as this is one of the DDL command which we are using to create the structure of a table. Coming to the most important part, when we are going to create a particular table, what syntax we have to use. So the syntax what we have to use to create a particular table is create space table space name of the table. We call it as table name, and then in parenthesis we have to specify the first important parameter of a column, which we call it as the column name. Then second thing which is associated with a column is its data type, and the third particular thing which is associated with a particular column is size. As we know that in a particular table we will be having many number of columns, so we are writing all the column names, data type and their size, and we'll separate it by comma, like first column name, data type and size, comma, second column name, data type, size, comma, dot 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 dot, comma, column name n, data type and size. So with this particular syntax we can create a particular table. For example, we have to create a table with the table name student table, and we have some certain attributes, or we also call it as the columns of a table, like roll number of the student, name of the student, gender of the student, department of the student and age of the student. So let's see if we want to create a particular table with the help of the example, how we can create it. So the first thing, as I said, we should know the syntax. So when you are going to write the syntax, it is important that which command you are going to use. So here, as I said, to create a table we are using the name of the command create table, table name, and every particular table is having n number of columns, so I'm writing it as column name 1, data type and size. So as I said, three parameters will be there. The first parameter is the name of the column, the second is the data type, means which type of data it is going to take as an input, and the third one is size, which we call it as how many number of characters it is acceptable to get a particular input for a particular column. Similarly, we will be having second column name, so I am writing it as a column name 2, again data type and size. Like that, you may have n number of columns, so you will write it as column name n, data type and size, and then you have to close the parenthesis and statement termination symbol semicolon. As I said, suppose we have a question that create a table is student underscore table name, which is, this is my table name, student underscore table, with the attributes. For example, we are writing the attributes like roll number, second name of the student, third gender of the student, fourth department or specialization of the student, and the fifth one is age of the student. So let's see how we can generate or we can create a particular table by using this particular syntax. So it is important to remember the syntax. when we are going to work with database management system. So we are going to use a keyword create, which is a command, and as we are going to create a table, that is the reason we are writing it as a table. Create table, table name. So what table name we have mentioned is student underscore table. So same thing, we will write it as a table name here, and then in opening parenthesis we'll give the name of the columns. So what are the columns we have highlighted here? Here we have taken 5 columns. So let us take each 5 columns one by one. So the first one is roll number. Then as I said, data type will be associated. So here I am taking a data type as a varchar because I am expecting that this particular roll number which will be taken as an input, it will be a combination of alphabets and numerics. So for that I am using a data type varchar, and the size I am taking it as a 10 character. Second is name of the student, which will be purely character data type, and let us assume the size I am taking it as a 25 character. Next is gender. Here again the data type will be character, and size is 1 sufficient. For female we will be using F, and for male we will be using M. And next one is department. Here it is also a character data type, and let us take the size of this particular department is 20 characters. And the last is age, which is purely a number for us, and let us assume this we are taking the size as 2. So here our syntax is completed, and now when you want to run this particular code in Oracle, you need to select this particular command, and then you need to click on this run button. So once you will click on this run button, you will be getting the output in this particular portion. So here you are getting the output as your table is created. So once you have created the structure of a table, now the next important thing is the question comes how we can see the structure of a table. So here you can see that we have already created the structure of table, and that's the reason we have got this output table created. But now we want to see how that particular table look like, means what is the structure of a table. Here the structure means what is the name of the table, what are the data, what are the various columns we have associated in this particular table, what data type we have given for a particular column in the table, and what size we have defined. So for that we have to use a command. The name of the command is called as DESC. This particular command is basically called as describe, which is basically to be used to see the structure of a table. So let's see how this particular command is to be used. For that we have to use a syntax, and the syntax is DESC, describe table name. So as you have created a table, you must be aware with the table name what you have created. By using this particular syntax, whatever table you have created earlier, you may see any particular table whatever has already been created. The only thing is that we should remember the name of the table. So how we can see the structure of this table? With the help of DSC command. So let's see, we want to see the structure of the table what we have created, for which the name of the table we have given it as student underscore table. So in this particular case, we will be going to use the command desc and then table name. What table name we have? Our table name is student underscore table and then statement termination symbol. As I said, whenever you want to execute any particular command in Oracle, the thing is you have to select this particular command and then you have to click on run. This button, when you will click, you will be getting the output in the bottom window. So let's see what is the outcome of this particular command. So as you can see in this particular window, you will be getting the object type as a table. And what is the name of the table we have given? Is student underscore table. Here you can see the name of the table is explicitly mentioned along with what are the columns we have associated while we have created our table. So the columns are roll number, name, gender, department and age. And these are the data types we have associated with these particular columns. The length is also associated with each of the column, and here some other fields are also given. These are not to be required as of now. So we will be going to discuss all these things in our upcoming video. So thank you one and all for attending today's video. If you like this video, then please don't forget to click on like button and you please don't forget to share this video. Thank you one and all.